Greetings, everyone. I want to welcome you to another section using Tableau. So for today's very section, we'll be looking at unleashing data wizardry, building an enchanted dashboard in Tableau. And part of what you should be looking out for is because as a data analyst, you're expected to be able to build a dashboard, whether it's Power BI or Tableau, whatever data visualization tools you happen to be using at that point in time. So I want you to embark on a magical journey of data visualization as we explore the realm of Tableau dashboards. This class will empower you to create extraordinary and also inspiring dashboards that captivate and enchant your audience. You're going to learn some of the secrets on how you can craft a truly magical and memorable dashboard experience. So part of what I will be taking you through is how you can cast spells with visualizations. And by that, I'm talking about you being able to conjure captivating charts. It could be charts, it could be maps, and there are a lot of spellbinding storytelling you can also carry out through your data visualization, which are very important as far as also the aspect of interactivity. Okay, you must be able to create engaging and dynamic dashboards, bringing interactivity and user-driven exploration. So these are important things. I just want you to go through. There are techniques, advanced techniques involved that could help you ensure that you catch up. So join me on this extraordinary journey to become a master of Tableau dashboards. And there are important concepts for those of you who have been following up the recorded sessions that have been sent to the class. There are important concepts and techniques of creating dashboards in Tableau. And that's why I want you to master them so you can actually leave your audience spellbound and craving for more. Of course, you know what that means. For the name, I am Williams. So let's begin. Okay, so I'm right here on my Tableau application. And first and foremost, what do we mean when we talk about a dashboard? Now, you must know that a dashboard is a collection of visualizations. It could be visualizations or a collection of reports and other components that provide a consolidated view of data in a single interface. I believe that you know what we mean by an interface. Okay. So what a dashboard does for you is that it allows you, looking at just this interface here, I am, okay, by the time we create our dashboard, you notice that it allows you to present and analyze data in a visually appealing and interactive way. And not only that, a dashboard also enables users to gain insight and make informed decisions. So dashboard acts as a central hub. It is that central hub where you can monitor whatever you want to monitor. If it comes down to a business, I'm going to use an example here, a Superstore data file here. So if you bring it down, to a firm, an organization, definitely you would want to monitor key metrics. You would also want to track performance and explore data trends. So one way you can be able to do that is by creating a dashboard, which is going to act as that central hub. So I'll also be sharing with you some reasons why dashboards are important for you in Tableau. Now, We can't talk about dashboards without talking about data visualization. And of course, you know that data visualization is just all about the representation of your data. You're performing analysis and you want to present it, to your users. And the process of being able to do that using your charts, your graphs, we talk about that as referring to that as visualization. So one of the reasons why the dashboard is important is for the purpose of effective data visualization. Dashboards enable you to represent complex data sets in a visual format using those visuals I talked about, like charts, like maps. It helps your users to quickly understand patterns, trends, okay, within the data. Also, we can also talk about what is known as data communication. Data communication. Okay, let me see how I can list out these things for you. Say reasons. So you can take them down. Reasons why dashboards are important. Okay. So I said the first reason is for purpose of what? Data visualization. And I said number two is for purpose of data communication. Now, you must know that dashboards serve as a powerful communication tool. Of course, when we say you're trying to do a presentation, definitely you're trying to pass a message across. So that process is referred to as data communication. So with dashboard, it allows you to present data insights and findings to stakeholders, to your clients in a clear manner. Okay, that's where clarity comes in. So visualizations can, help you convey complex informations effectively and also facilitate discussions, which definitely is going to be data driven. So it's important that you take notes as this is important. Also, for purpose of real time. Okay. So you must also know that dashboards can be connected to a live updated data sources. And this way you'll be able to monitor key metrics in real time. Could be a sales manager, it could be in any any field. You can actually be able to, have everything work on real-time basis, giving you timely insights for you to be able to extract quick information and make proper informed decisions. So we just leave this with you. And also we can also talk about the aspect of collaboration. I know many of you always ask, how can you share what you've worked on? Okay, so Tableau dashboards can be easily shared with others. Definitely you want to share your work, so you can do that through the dashboards. So you can share it within your organization. All you just have to do is to choose, are you using the Tableau public or the Tableau server or the Tableau online? So you can be able to also allow access to your colleagues to be able to interact with the data, even without having the desktop version. So what I'm trying to say is just that dashboards in Tableau provide a consolidated view of data, and it also facilitates effective communication. What I talked about, the aspect of data communication, and not only that, it also enables real-time monitoring, and also promotes collaboration and sharing. And of course, you know that this plays a crucial role in transforming raw data into actionable insights, empowering you or others who are users to make data-informed decisions. So this is an important one for you to take note of as far as this is concerned. Now, how do you create a dashboard in Tableau? So I'm just going to share some quick steps on how you can be able to do that. So how do I create a dashboard in Tableau? Take down this. Call this how to create. Okay. So how do you create a dashboard in Tableau? Number one, I'm sharing this so that when we are doing it practically, you know that yes, there was no delay. So first of all, you need to connect to the data. So you first of all launch your Tableau. The next thing you need to do after your Tableau have been opened or launched, you connect to that data. And of course, you know that data is found in a particular source or location. So it's left for you to figure out what source is your data located. Is it web? Is it in Excel? Is it in maybe SQL Server or the Oracle Server? You need to do those findings. So is it in a CSV file format? Okay. So it can also be in a file or in a database, or like I made mention of the web, which is an online source. You don't call it web, you call it online source. Secondly, after you've connected to the data, of course, you need to choose, you've connected to your data source. Okay. Now, the next thing you need to do, you also need to choose the relevant data. Okay. You need to choose or decide, let me use the word decide on the relevant data you want to visualize. Now, why I'm saying this is because you may have a particular data set. Okay, if I happen to bring up a particular data set here, I think I have one. Let me see, pivot table data sets. Okay. Okay, these are pivot table data sets. Okay. Let me open this quickly. So I believe you all are following. I can see it's a live session. So just follow and can send in your questions. So I just want to show you. I talked about connecting to your data. So imagine we decided to work on this data set. So that's step one accomplished. Step two, you have to choose or to decide. First of all, have to decide on the relevant data from that set of data or that range of data. The reason is because a data can comprise of different columns, which contains, for example, let's say a school. Okay, we might have the student's name, we have the students' courses, we have their departments. It might be that the department is not what you want. Okay, so it therefore means if you're to choose you're going to choose the student's name and their courses, since those are the parts of that data that are of relevance to you. So that's what I mean. So you're expected at all time to select the data you want to include in your dashboard from the connected data source. So that's just what I am referring to. So I'm still going to look for another one just to do with project management. Okay, this on project management is loading. It's loading project management. Okay, so I just want to show you this so you have a clear picture. That of the sample data is still loading. The other one for pivot. So you can see right here on my screen. I believe everyone can see this clearly. It's very important. So you can okay. So let me see how I can open this on a new tab. Okay, so I'm just going to open this with Google Sheets. Okay, perfect. So you can see right here on my screen, we have this data set, which I'm just going to zoom this quickly. Okay. All right, so you can see right here on my screen, we have this data set for project management. Okay, you can see the project name listed. This has to do with the project description, the project type, the project manager, the region, the department, the project cost, the project benefits, the complexity. Is it high? Is it medium? Is it low? The status, is it in progress? Is it cancelled? Is it completed? Is it on hold? The completion, is it 77% completion? Is it 50% halfway? Is it completed? And the phases, the year this project actually awarded, and when it was kick-started, and when it's going to end. Okay, so why I'm saying this is because of that the fact that you must choose or decide on those aspects that are relevant to you. So not just connecting to your data source. The next step that follows is you being able to make that decision so you can choose those that are relevant. So I can decide I don't want the project, let's say the project description is not important to me, just the name of the project and the project type. Okay, so if you happen to do such, it's going to make it clearer for you and easier on the long run. So that's for that. So thirdly, you have to create a worksheet after you have chosen to include the particular parts of the data set, in your dashboard. You then have to create your worksheet. So I say create your worksheet. Now right here, what you're expected to do is to design your single worksheet. Present the visualizations you want to include in your dashboard. Okay, You can create various charts, whether it's tables or it's maps you want. Go on. You can do a lot of tasks relating to those visuals. So it's very important you always follow this step. So one thing is to create your worksheet. Another thing is to arrange those worksheets. Arrange the worksheets. So you must make sure that you arrange your worksheets once you have created them. Arrange them in an order that actually represents what you want. You can resize them, you can position them properly, the way you know that is going to be suitable. So once you're done with that, you then go about doing what? Applying what we call filters. Filter. So I can just call this filtering. So you have to filter it, so as to enhance the interactivity. And that's where creating or building an interactive dashboards come to play. And so the truth is that a lot of persons don't know that until you apply filters, you'll not be able to allow users to interactively modify the data that has been displayed. So for users to be able to interactively modify the data that has been displayed, while actions enable linking between those sheets, you must do what? Apply filters. You can then go about formatting and customizing the appearance of your dashboard. Okay, so you can put this as formatting, customizing the appearance of your dashboard. It could be that you want to add images. Through the process of customizing, you can also add your images. Okay, you can add your images over there. You can also add your images. Maybe you want to include additional context, things like text boxes, okay, annotations to your dashboard. You can insert logos to personalize it, okay. So whatever you might want to do, you want to also add text, can also add text. You can also add text. Text is important, for description. Those descriptions are important. So you do that, and once you're done with this, you can then test run. You can test run. So I always advise that you test run this to be sure that it's working perfectly, to ensure everything is functioning as you want it to function. Test everything. Test the filter. Okay, make sure you test the filter. Test the filters. Make sure they are working. Test the filters. Test everything. Okay, so with this, you're good to go. Trust me. So test it. Make sure all adjustments are perfect, because it's important. So once you are satisfied with this, that's when you then go about doing what we call publishing. And what do you publish? Okay, you are now going to publish. Either you want to publish, call it publishing, or sharing. Okay, publishing/sharing. So what are you publishing? You're satisfied with your dashboard, go ahead and publish it to Tableau Public or Tableau Online. You can also save it, as a workbook, so you'll be able to share it with others who might be using any of those versions as well. So one thing I want you to remember is that Tableau has a lot of options to advance your dashboards, including two things. And what are they? So let's go to the next slide. What are these things Tableau provides to advance your dashboard? Okay. What's to use to advance your dashboard? Okay, hope you're ready. So the first thing is what we call your parameter. So Tableau provides the parameters, as one of those options or features that you can use to advance your dashboards. For those of you who are in our previous classes, you understand how usage of parameters is helpful in as much as creation is concerned for your dashboard. And also Tableau provides the calculated fields. Those of you who want to, your dashboard involves calculations, you can also use these calculated fields. We have the grouping as groups. Okay, so as you become more familiar in Tableau, you can explore these advanced functionalities to help you enhance your dashboards. I hope this helps you get started with creating dashboard in Tableau. So let's go practical now. Thank you. So how do you do this? How do you do this? So I'm loading up my Tableau. So remember our step 1 says connect to the data. So here I am. I have my data here. You can see it here. This is my data source. I'm going to click connect. So it's connecting. Okay, good. So my data have just been connected. Okay, my data have just been connected. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do here, I'm just going to go direct since I already want to work on everything. Assuming I do not want to work on everything, then definitely I should be navigating, to my data. So I will be able to go to this data source called Superstore data source. So I can go back there if I want to edit my data source, depending on what I want to do. So remember our step. Remember what we said, that if you don't need it, okay? So update now. So remember what I said, that if you know there is any part of the data you don't need, you have to click on data, click on edit data source as I did. So you come back here. Are you with me? But if you want to close this data source, you can close it. If you want to rename it, you can rename it. If you want to refresh it, you can refresh it. If you want to put in a new data source, you can do that. You can even drag and impute it into your dashboard, into your, your table. Okay, you can also see other informations here. So you see what we have here, the order dates and others. So I can actually say, oh, I don't want this, and I'll be able to see how I can hide it. If I hide customer name, you can see customer name is now hidden. How did I hide? I right-clicked on it. Maybe I do not want the ship mode. Can do that and also say hide. So once I'm done with this, I'm just going to go back, clicking on this back arrow, this back arrow, this back arrow. So I believe everyone understood. Now, if I don't want to use this back arrow, I can as well click below. You can see we have sheet 1. If I've clicked on it, I would have gone. If I want to go back, I can click on data source also below. Instead of using the file, the data tab above, I can click on data source tab below to take me back here. Then to go back, I can as well click on sheet 1. Already it's in sheet 1. It will also bring me here. Okay, so let's start this now. So let's begin looking at these sets of data we have over here. So let's say we want to analyze and the products. So we're going to drag products. We want to know the sales amount generated for all products. So I dragged category into my rows section, okay, my row. Then I drag sales also down there to the column edge. So you can see right here that we have our category of our products, which are furniture, office supplies, technology. So it means all the products for this company falls under these 3 categories. This company produces furnitures, office supplies, and also offers technological services too. So you can see that in terms of sales performance, what generated more sales for the firm is technology. You can see the amount. You can see the amount in millions, 893 million. Okay, you can see it there. So depending on how you want to do it, if you don't want to use these visual formats, you can go over here where we have show me, and you change it. If it's a tabular format you want, you could also do that. You'll be able to go to your analysis and then say you want to put the grand total. Okay, the grand total. Okay, so I have calculated the grand total for this computation here. We are trying to compare to see how we can perform an analysis for the categories and the sales generated. So far, we have found out that technology generated the highest sales amount, followed by office supplies, and followed by furniture. So for the grand total, which is showing like a bar, if I take that to the table back, okay, you can see there is no grand total. So you cannot do your computation without imputing the total figure. So you always go to your analysis, then you scroll down to totals, and then you select show column grand total. Since the amounts are in a column, you use show column. Assuming the amounts were in a row, you use show row. So it's as simple as that. Okay. So before now, we're looking at our slide, which I started with. Okay. And I made emphasis on how to create a dashboard with using these steps that I provided. So everyone should take note of these steps. They are very important. So far, we have connected to the data. We have decided on the relevant data we want to visualize. We have created our worksheet. We will soon move towards arranging the worksheet. So I just want everyone to stay tuned. So once these have been done, I can now change it to any of the visuals I want to use. So I can leave this over here. Okay, so I will call this, I'll come down and rename this sheet. I will come and rename this sheet and give it a name. Let's say categories by sales. Okay, categories by sales. If I say okay, so this way I've just created one of our worksheets. I can also decide to sort it in ascending order. Okay, so as to provide more meaning, you can see it. Now, if we look at this, aside this, the amount itself, it's not displayed properly. What I mean is that you can use it, the label feature, to actually display the amount instead of allowing your users to come with their cursor before they will be able to find out how much was generated from technology category. So to do that, drag the sales amount into the label feature here. Here we have label. So if I drag sales amount into label, okay, I should be expecting that to work. But depending on the version you're using, depending on the version, if it was Tableau desktop, it should be working. This is Tableau online. So if it doesn't work, you can use your Control Z. Okay, in case you try it at your own end, it doesn't work. You use your Control Z to undo, then click on the label itself. You see, it brings out these little drop-down options. Select show mark labels. So you can see now that we selected show mark labels. Okay, show mark labels. You can see where we have it coming up. That we got technology 267,938, followed by furniture, followed by office supplies. So depending on the version you're using, always try to, those are the two ways you can actually use. Either you drag it or you click on it to make those changes. So we have categories by sales. Let's create one more sheet. I will come below and click on this sheet icon here. So we can call this, let's rename it first. So we can say, let's call this our sales by, let's call this our sales by countries. Okay. So say sales by country. We say sales by country. Then we say, okay. So this is our worksheet titled sales by country. So what we are going to do now, we are still going to run an analysis, to perform an analysis to visualize the sales generated by each country. So to do that, we are going to drag our sales, here's our sales amount, to the column. Then we are going to drag the country. Okay, the country is found under location here. Okay, so we're going to click this drop down icon, more like an object oriented programming system. So I'm going to click on this drop down and select country. I'm going to drag country into rows. So once I do that, we'll then have it stated out how much you generated from each countries. From Canada, you can see Canada generated sales or revenue is low. Okay, it's lower than what was actually generated comparing it to United States. So don't forget, we are working with this, how to create a dashboard. The dashboard is very important. Some of you came late. Okay, by the time the recorded session will be sent to the group, you get to understand properly on all that are required, as well as the reasons why dashboards are important, which I pointed out that is important for data visualization purpose, for data communication, real-time collaboration, and sharing. So let's go back to this. Go back here. So if you look at my screen, you can see that a layman will understand what's going on here. That the sales performance, if we are to compare, United States generated more than that of Canada. But this is not okay. As an analyst, you should make use of more effective visuals. Why don't you use the map to active visualize, since the map visual tool is available here? So what you have to do, option that says show me, click on it. You will notice we have a lot of visuals. Okay, we have a visual that says map. Okay, at Miss Endurance, can you hear me now? Hello.
Yes, I can hear you now.
You can. Okay. So what we are trying to do, we are trying to create a dashboard. Are you there? So we the video began with a good introduction on all that is required. So definitely by the time you have a glance on it, you definitely understand what's going on here. A dashboard is just a collection of reports or visualizations that provide a consolidated view of data in a single interface. Hope you're with me. So as a data analyst, you'll be building dashboards that are interactive. So for your dashboard to be interactive, there are certain things you need to do. Okay. You can see a lot of persons are trying to join. So there are a lot of things some certain things you're expected to do as far as that is concerned. And one of the picture I want to put through you all through is that the dashboard is going to act as a central hub where you can monitor key metrics. A company can give you a job to do for them. You might be working as a freelancer, you're given a task to do. That task you're doing, by the time you share it, you're going to be sharing the dashboard. Hope you're with me. Because at that point, if they want to monitor their sales performance, for example, maybe they gave you a task that has to do with having a descriptive nature, okay, dealing with past events. Okay, at that point, for this company to be able to monitor these tasks, they need to see your dashboard. They need to view your dashboard. And you've all seen a lot of dashboard out there. So it's a central hub where you can monitor key metrics, you can track performance, you can also explore what we call data trends. So what you're going to do for countries, whenever you're given an analysis to map, that's the best feature to use, the map visual. Hope you're with me. Use the map visual for countries. So just watch what happens now. You can see on my screen that it changes to a map. So this is perfect. This is what they want to see. Okay. If an African country, this data set is not involving any African country. It's actually a company located outside, okay, in Europe. So and this America. So if they happen to see this, they already know the continents here. Okay, so you can see right here, if you come over here, you see United States. This is the map. The sales generated was 2.2 million plus. While Canada, you can see also what was generated in Canada, 29,333. Okay, now I talked about labeling. What's labeling? Labeling is important. It's one of the techniques you can actually use for purpose of providing a figure that is very clear, okay, for clarity purpose. Okay, so what you actually do is this: instead of allowing your users to always come over here to then say, iPhone, you said you can't hear me, can you just wait a minute, I think your audio is still connecting. Okay, the person using iPhone, the name is iPhone, I think your audio is still connecting. Okay, give me a minute, let me send a message. Okay, I believe other persons can still hear me. Hello?
I can hear you.
Okay.
I can hear you now.
Okay. All right. So as I was saying, that instead of leaving it this way, you can actually click on label, okay, and select, you can see where I clicked on label under this section, then tick this box that says show mark labels, tick on it, okay, tick on that box. So it's going to show, you see what happened when it showed it, when you clicked on it rather. You notice that in Canada, we now have 29,333 displayed there. Okay, we have that displayed over there. We can as well try to, give me a minute, let me see if I can try to bold in this. Okay, you understand what's going on here. We have 2933 here, and we also have 2,297,201 over here. So this perfect analysis for the country. So once you're done with that, we'll also move to the next sheet. Don't forget, I provided the series of steps to be followed. Okay, we are still in this aspect of data visualization. And also the part of real time is also a good one too. So like I said, following the steps, create your worksheet, and that's what we are doing. So I'm going to go back there. So for sheet 3, what do you think we should try to compare for this firm? What do you suggest? Okay, we have done categories by sales. Okay, all their products are structured in these categories. Okay, we have also worked on sales by country. Okay, now let's create something for the product, because what's very important to them is their product. So what we are going to do, we're just going to drag products into the rows. Let's say part of what they asked us to do is to tell them, show them, perform analysis to show the products with the highest, let's say the top 10 products or top 15 products with highest sales. Okay, now I'm going to take this out. You can see here we have category. I'm going to delete this category. Okay, so I deleted it, I just dragged it out. So I'll come back to product. See that product has other embedded sub columns on it. Okay, so I'm going to click on this arrow. So you always look out for your data, how it's been structured. So I'll click on this arrow facing product. This arrow that faces. Please, can you mute yourself? The person that just joined, that's Sam. Thank you, sir. Okay, so I'm going to click on products, and I notice that the product name is within range. So I'm going to drag products into the rows. So let the other variable that you are using as the identifier be on rows. That's just the secret to doing this. Then drag the sales amount itself that you're using for comparison, the comparison variable. Okay, drag it into columns. So once you do that, you can now see the products, all the products. They are much. If you scroll down, these are all the products. So you can actually decide to sort it out. Okay, come up here before format tab. You'll see this tool here that is facing down. Click on it. As you click on it, it's going to sort it in ascending format. Okay, from top to bottom, telling us that for this company, the highest product, the product with the highest sale is someone sent a message. Please, whoever that is recording, please share the recording with us. Okay, there is no problem. It's recorded. All right, so I was saying that this way you have just sorted these products, okay, in ascending format. But this is not acceptable because imagine thousands of products like this, and you want to share it to a client who asks you to actually work on it. This will be rejected. Because of that, you then fall back, because the question was actually show us the top 15 products. Okay, so what you're expected to do, you're to fall back to the step I provided before now. That when you're creating your dashboards, you need to use what we call you use advanced tools or advanced features. Okay, I stated here what to use to advance your dashboard. So these are some advanced tools you can use. Like one here we have is parameters. So whenever you have a data set like this that are too much for you to be able to visualize properly, what you're going to use is the parameter. You use your parameter to arrange it in a way whereby if they ask you, okay, what is the top 20? You use your parameter, you show your parameter for the top 20. If they say what's the top 5, you show your parameter for the top 5. So I'm going to show you how to do that to make this work perfectly. But aside that, you can also use other visual tools. There is one here. There is a pie chart here, but I will not advise you to use pie charts. Please, whenever you have a long range of data, don't use pie charts. You can imagine how pie chart is displayed. You can see how pie chart is displayed. So you can present this. So don't use pie charts. Instead, even this other visual tool here is not also perfect, but you can see this. This one has to do with what we call conditional formatting. Okay, conditional formatting. Now, if you look in here, you notice that they are all colored in different colors. So what happens is that you can as well come to color and click on edit colors to format the color. Remember, on our slide here, I made mention about I talked about formatting, and this is the aspect that has to do with formatting. Okay, you have to format your colors. You should know when to format your color. So you can decide to use conditional formatting. There are some coursework that might require that you don't use other visuals. Instead, you use the conditional formatting. So this is just how to do that. Click here, we have automatic. Then select which of the color you might want to use. Depending on the version you're working with, you'll see lots and lots of mixed colors. So I can choose the orange, since orange is one of my favorite. So once I choose that of the orange, okay, I can also if that's custom color, can say, okay, let me add some other persons who are joining. Okay, so we have a lot of participants who are supposed to join. I think they are still coming back from work. So you can see this way that 14,300 for this very product called 3D Systems Cube Printer actually has a higher sales amount. Okay, and that's why the color is different from others. So same way you can scroll and scroll and scroll, you notice all those with higher amounts have upper sales. But this is not a good way of solving this problem. You can also decide to use this other tree maps kind of that is called the tree maps. See how the tree maps is displayed. Okay, you can see how the tree map is displayed. You can see how it's displayed, and even if on my show link for all, please can you mute yourself? Can you mute yourself, please? Okay, thank you. Okay, so you can see this is also not a perfect way because these products this company actually deals on is too many. It's too many. Though we were able to sort out their categories, but there are much. So what do? Use parameter. So we are going to use parameter to see how we are going to do this. Now, to use parameter, what I'm going to do is this. Okay, let me just take this back to this formats here. Okay, good. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to look for what's the key identifier. It is products and the name of the product. That's what we use as a key identifier. So I'm going to go back to products section here under the table, the product column. Then I'll look for the product name. I will carry it and put it inside this filter where we have filter box here. You can see this arrow. So I'm just going to put it on top of this arrow. Make sure it's on this arrow, because if you just drop it ordinary, if you just go and drop it ordinary without putting on the arrow, most cases you won't receive this window come up for you. So the goal is to ensure that you have this particular window pop up for you. So once this window pops up, this is what you're going to do. Okay, don't be confused when you see this window, because this window is going to bring out all the products. Well, this is what you're going to do. Look below. You'll see this option that says top/bottom. Top/bottom. That's what you're going to click. So click on top/bottom. It will now bring a new window. You can see a new screen pops up. Okay. So once you see this new screen, this is the latest table. So once you see this new screen, click on by field. By field, because you want to create your parameter by field. So click by field. So when you click on by field, you notice this becomes active. So what are you going to do here? Okay. Now what you're going to do here, where we have counts, you can see under counts, under rank. Remember, we are looking for the top 15. Okay. If the question was what are the lowest in terms of the lowest when you're ranking it in descending order, can you tell us the products with the lowest sales performance? Then what you should do is to select bottom. But since our target is top 15 or top 20 or top 50, if they say top 50, for example, this is what you will do. You leave rank to be top. Counts, enter value. Under this count, enter value, make sure you change it and select create a new parameter, because you want to create a new parameter. So make sure you change it to create a new parameter. Now, before you change it to create a new parameter, make sure you come here first. Let me cancel it. Change this. Let's say the question was actually the top 20. So change this to what? 20. Aggregation should be sum. Leave it there. The field is sales. That's what we are using as our comparison value. Now come back to counts and create a new parameter. Now change the name and put a name. Okay, you might want to use. So we can call this top 20 products. Okay, by sales, or top 20 products with the highest sales, top 20 products with the highest sales. Okay, I think that's perfect. So top 20 products with the highest sales. For properties, data type, leave it on integer. The sales amount, the sales amount is an integer. Hello? Okay, you can hear me. Okay, you can mute yourself. Thank you. All right. So as I was saying that once you get to this window, make sure you change the name to top 20 products with the highest sales, depending on what you're asked to do. Then you always see this part that says display format. Okay, display format. You leave it there. Okay, you can leave it there. Then current value. Also, nothing have been displayed yet. So your major focus here, come down to where we have okay, for current value, I will advise you change it. Since we are focusing on top 20 products, change it to 20. Okay, change it to 20. Since you know that what you want to visualize is based on the top 20 products with the highest sales, change it to 20. So once you have done that for value when workbook opens, current value, that's okay. Then come down, you will see where we have this feature that says allowable values. Please change it to range. We want the range. Now, if you leave all, it's going to bring all the 20 products. That's still correct. You've answered the question. That's correct. But I will advise range because they might tell you, okay, show us the top 15, show us the top 10, show us the top 5. For you to be able to navigate within that circle, it must be highlighted as a range. You see what happens when we choose range. So I'm going to select range. Once I select range, it brings a new section. It asks me for the minimum value. It is also asking me that what is the maximum value. So for the minimum value, what minimum should it be? Okay, if I'm trying to navigate around. So I can just say minimum of 5, top 5, and then maximum of top 20. Maximum of top 20. Okay, can see this. So once I'm done with this, I'm just going to click OK. It take me back here. Once it takes me back here, I'm then going to do my click on what? I will then click on apply. I have nothing to do with formula. Just click apply. So that's just how to create your parameter. Okay, then I click OK. So I've just created my parameter. To remove this show me, click on this show me button here. It will still remove it for you. So now you can see that it is displaying all the top 20 products. Instead of showing almost all 1,000 plus products, it brings the top 20. But there is an issue. Remember, I said something that how about you're told that, okay, let us see the top 5. Does it mean you will now go back and edit your parameter? No, you don't have to do that because you already indicated this parameter as a range. So if, for example, you are now asked, show us the top 5, what you're going to do, go and show your parameter. It will be easier for you to navigate. To do that, come to this section here where we have parameter. You can see the top 20 we created. Okay, right-click on it. When you right-click on it, it brings this list of options. Select show parameter. When you select show parameter, hold on, you notice that by your right-hand side, there is this new page that pops up here showing you 20. So if they say, what's the top 5? It's left for you, okay? There are 2 ways you can do it. Either you drag, you can see if they say top 5. Remember, we already set minimum as top 5 because the company. Please, can you mute yourself at Mr. Corner?
Sorry.
Okay, thank you. So a company that wants to know their top 3 products, by the time they see the top 5, they should be okay with it. They have already seen the top 3. So no company will be asking you, show us top 2 anymore. Okay. So for that reason, even this, don't forget, these 2 can be sorted out from the top, okay, in an ascending order. But if they ask you, what's the top 5? Come here, drag this, which we have arranged as a range. Drag it. Since they say top 10, just drag it. You can see it's even changing. So drag it to top 10. And automatically, this data here is going to change, bringing up only the top 10. If they said top 5, the same way you drag it. If they say top 7, this is the top 7. If they say top 5, Sama, this is the top 5. You can see it. Now, if you don't want to use this dragging method, you can also type. Okay, you can decide to type. Click on this drop down arrow that is here. Okay, come down. You see we have 2 options. We have the single value slider and we have the type in. Now, this is how to use the type in. When I click on type in, you notice the slide is no more there. What it then implies is that if I happen to say I want to sort this out based on certain criteria, all I have to do is to type. So I can say 10 and I hit my enter, my keyboard, it brings the top 10. If I say I want the top 15, I hit my keyboard, automatically it brings down the top 15. So that's just how to work with parameters to ensure this is perfect. So you can always go to color under mark section. You can change and impute a color for your bars. And don't forget to always tick the label. Okay, and click on show mark labels. That way it's going to display each of the individual amounts. You can see them, popping up over there. You can see those amounts over there. So we have just provided answer to this. So we now have categories by sales. We now have our sales by country. And if you were with me, you remember when I made mention that the dashboard is a collection of visualizations, okay, and other components that provide a consolidated view of data in a single interface, which it then means that these categories by sales that we have created here, this visual for sales by country, okay, and this visual also for our products and top product by sales, I will rename it. We are going to take everything into one single interface, and that's what we'll now prepare and call our what? Dashboard. So that's how it is. So let me rename this quickly. Let me rename this and call this what? I'm going to call this, I want us to end in the next 4 minutes. So I'm going to call this, let's say, top products by sales. Okay, so this is perfect. So that's it. So don't forget there are other advanced tools you can work with aside parameters. We have calculated fields. Okay, we have calculated fields. For example, maybe you want to calculate the profits, although profit is already provided, but assuming you wanted to calculate the loss, you want to know products we generated loss. Okay, loss is not here. There is no calculation for loss. What you're going to do, click on this arrow here, and then what do? Go straight to calculated field, then impute the formula you want to use for loss. You rename this to products with low performance, then you give in a formula. If you want to rank your product, you can also come here and call this product rank. Then you come over here, you just type in the formula. There's a formula for rank, okay, and you will also be able to actually do that, but I don't want to talk about that now. So let's go straight to our main focus, which is dashboard. So to create your dashboard with just these 3 examples, we have a lot of things you can even do products with number of orders. To do that too. But let's look into creating a dashboard. Okay, for product with number of orders, we can also go directly. You know what to do, just drag the product name. Let's use category. Since product is too many, so we use category. I want to know the category of product that was ordered the most. So we drag category into row, then we drag order. I think we have order over here. Okay, orders, counts of orders. We're going to drag it into columns. So once we drag that, you can see the orders. I will click on label to show it for me. So you can see which products was ordered the most. You notice that it's office supplies for this company. Office supplies has the highest order number, 6,128,2201,1865. Okay, so once you're done with that, now how do we create a dashboard? Let me rename this quickly. So I'm going to name this products or categories, product categories by order number. Okay, so product categories by order number. So you see, these are the other categories by product number. Okay, so now is the main time to create the dashboard. So to create your dashboard, come below here, you see where we have this that says what? New dashboard. This other one is for new story. So click on this new dashboard. When you click on this new dashboard, it's going to bring this new window for you. So this is where you create your dashboard. Okay, so I always advise, if you look at this is divided into two sections. This section, there is nothing happening here. So always close it. How do you close it? How do you close it? Please, this it is a recurring link. So once it ends, I want you to rejoin. Okay. So you're going to expand the size. Once the link ends, click on the link again. It's going to bring you back. It's a recurring link. So the first thing you're going to do here is to expand. So like I was saying, that if you look at the dashboard section here, you notice that it's divided into two. Okay. So this part, there is nothing happening here. You're not using it for any purpose. So these are steps you must follow. Always ensure that you go and expand the size so you have a full space. We call this the workspace, or you can call it the canvas. So what you do, come over here where we have size, click on this drop down that says desktop browser, and scroll down. You'll see the width. Okay, you can see it here. So you can decide to increase it. So you notice that the more you increase it, the more it's taking out that part that is unwanted. Okay, so you have to do that so you have your full screen. So okay, so make sure you do that so that you have your full screen. So I believe everyone have captured how that was done, since it's very important. Okay, so once you have done this, what else do? You have to do what we call formatting. Remember the steps I was sharing? I talked about formatting. So even in as much as it's a dashboard you're trying to create, you must also ensure that you format your dashboard. It's very important for effective visualization. Okay, it's very important. So this one, we don't need any advanced feature. All we have to do is just to format this. Okay, we just to format this. So before you do this, there's something I want you to do. Look in here, you see we have our titled, our tiled, and our floating. Hello. Hello, can you still hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So we have an option here that says tiled floating. So I will always advise that you change it to floating. Okay, change it to floating. Now someone might be asking me, sir, what do we mean by tiled? What do we mean by floating? Now in Tableau, these are just some terminologies here in Tableau. Okay, and they just has to do with I can use the word repositioning, positioning or repositioning. So most times you might want to be able to arrange your worksheets. Remember in my steps I talked about arranging your worksheets for effective creation of your dashboard. So you might want to do that. You might want to arrange your your worksheets. What enables you to be able to do that arrangement perfectly is when you've chosen floating, okay, as the option for ensuring that the arranging and positioning of your objects on your dashboard is actually performed. Okay, so they're actually different from each other. Like this one that is styled. What you should know is that if I choose tiled, or when an object is set to tiled, Tableau automatically arranges them in a grid-like structure. For example, if I'm coming here now to drag categories by sales into my dashboard, of course, this is the step you follow. If I also come here and drag country into my dashboard, just flow with me. You see what's happening, right? If I also come here and drag top product by sales into the dashboard, just observe what's going on. You can see that automatically on its own, what's happening? Tableau is arranging it for me. If I drag product categories into the dashboard, just observe what's going on here. Okay, perfect. Now you see what's happening here, that the whole dashboard is already filled up. And why? It's because it's set in under what? Tiled. So this is the difference between tiled and floating. Assuming it was floating, I will be given the permission to actually see how I can modify and use this the way I want to actually arrange it. But not now that I've already dragged it. I have to take them out of this place and still leave them here. Then I use floating, then I'll be able to float it the way I want to. Bring this one here, carry this one here, and do all those necessary arrangements. But when it is tiled, When an object is set to tiled, table automatically arranges them in a grid-like structure. And that's what you're seeing here. Within those available space on the dashboard, it has fit the available space. So that's what happens here. So it's left for you to understand. Also, when you resize a tiled object, okay, adjacent objects also adjust their size and position. Watch. Let's say we want to resize sales by country. If I come here and say, let me resize it, you notice what? These other ones also resize themselves. Top product by sales went and expanded on its own. If I say, let me also reduce top sales by sales, top product by sales, categories by sales went and expand itself. Why? The goal of tiled is to fill in all space, to make sure there is no space. That's the goal of tiled. Okay, so those are like that's just one of the differences in the aspect of the resizing. When you reduce the size of one, it also affects. Okay, that's a reduction in one, leads to an effect on the size of the other one, as well as the position of their overall layout. So it's something you also need to know. You also can put it that tiled objects are responsive to changes in the dashboard size or the screen resolution to fit the available space. If I come here to my size and I say, let me reduce this. Okay, remember we started by expanding. Okay, so if I'm coming here to say, let me reduce it, the more I reduce it, they will still be fitting in accordance with those changes. So that's what the tiles does. It tries to put it that way. And one good thing about it is that the visuals you have on it, the objects, can call them visuals or objects, they cannot overlap on each other, unlike the floating. What do you mean by overlapping? Like top by sales went and climbed sales by country. You won't notice such kind of thing happening when you selected the tiled tiled option here. Okay, which I said that there are different methods for arranging and positioning your visuals. So they will always maintain a predefined layout at all times for you. So it's left for you to know which one do I want to work with. So the perfect is floating. You need to be free so you can actually do what you want to do. So always click on floating, because floating allows you to manually position these visuals on your own. Okay, so I'm just going to take this out. Let me just remove this. Sorry. So I'm just going to see how we'll remove this. So to remove it, select the dashboard, the visual like this. Okay. Once you have selected that sheet, click on this drop down arrow, come down, click on remove from dashboard. So that's just how to remove it. So I'm going to do that. Click here. And I will show you how to make it interactive to send message. For example, if you want to know the performance of Canon image product, okay, the category performance, it's the number of orders for that particular product by the category. I also want to know the country performance. If I want to do that, all I'm just going to do, I will show you, is interactivity. Okay, I'll show you how to create that interactions between them. So I'm going to remove this. I'm also going to remove this very one. You can see that even when I removed, they still try to expand to automatically fill in the interface here. So I'm also going to click on this and say my remove from dashboard. And I also come over here to product categories by number, other numbers. So I'll come here and say remove from dashboard. Okay, this is perfect. And also this very one here, I'm also going to remove our top 20. Okay, so this is perfect. So now I want to use the floating. So flow with me. Now I said that for the floating, it allows you to manually position those visuals, okay, those sheets anywhere you want on your dashboard, or you can call this a canvas, you can call this your interface, without being constrained by any blockage. So what do I mean? I can just come carry my categories by sales, I keep it here. Or I don't want category by sales here. I can drag it and keep it somewhere here. I'll come over here at the edge here, carry it. You can see these tiles, I can actually move it. It's now floating. So that's just the floating. So you see companies with dashboards that, are aligned in different order. So that's actually what they did. So let's do that since you know what it means now. So I can keep this one here. This sales by country. We keep sales by country here. Then we have, okay, this is sales by country. Let me see. Let me keep this here. Let sales by country be above. Okay. Okay, let me skip this here. Let me keep sales by country here. You can expand it. Okay. So I can also what's this one here? Stay here. This one is just showing me the two colors. So I can also carry my categories by sales and keep it here. And I can also carry my top product by sales, keep it here. Okay. These are the top products. For these top products, I would have wanted all the 20 to show. I will show you how to make the 20 to show now. Now, when you want all your product to show, okay, you're going to filter it. Okay, you're going to filter it. But aside that, there is something you need to do. You need to turn on what we call the entire view feature. Okay, the entire view is going to make sure that the whole product segment shows inside this box. So how do you turn on the entire view feature? So all you're just going to do, like even this map, you just click on the drop down option here. Come here, click on this arrow. Okay, once you click on that arrow, let me do it again. Click on this arrow, then you come down. Okay, when you come down, you're going to look for it right here. You're going to look for it right here. Let's check this option here that says okay, coming. Let's see if we can. Okay, so don't forget also to click on this show dashboard title below. You know that a dashboard is supposed to have a title right here. So we can put our title also, it's very important. Let me put that first. So what can we call this? Just call it sales performance. Okay, so what have I touched? Okay, so let me just type it here. Sales dashboard. This is just a mini sales dashboard. So I'm going to give it this, increase the font. Any of them is perfect. Centralize it. Increase this font. Okay, so you can see it here. You can see our sales dashboard. On the title column, I'm just going to drag this down here. Highlight. The color bold. This color. Highlight it and change the color. Bold it. Okay, so you can see here we have our sales dashboard here. Okay. So aside this, you can also decide to like format your dashboard entirely. Okay, you can also decide to format your dashboard entirely depending on how you want to do that. Like from the dashboard layouts, you can also decide to work on your background, and also from just these dashboard sections, there are so far a lot of things you can do. Okay. Hello, I believe you can still hear me.
Yes.
Oh. Okay, so once you have been able to do this, this one other thing you need to. There are a lot of little changes I would love you to also do here. Okay, so right click on your this your visual object you have here. When you right click on it, come to this option that says sheet. I believe you can see this option that says fit. Come there and choose entire view. So once you do it, it's going to bring up the top products you have actually captured. Okay, it's just like me coming here to say I want it to provide me with the entire view. That's if the entire view is not actually captured. That's when I will come to choose that option, fit. For this one, it shows the two countries that we have. But for this, it was not showing all complete products. It's just like me coming here and dragging this. You can see that this is showing it's not showing everything. So if I'm clicking fit option now pops up because this is not showing the entire item that it actually accommodates. So if I come to fit, I can now change it to entire view. Automatically, it should be bringing the entire view for me. Okay, automatically. That's if it was on its own, not showing like what happened here. So for this one, I have to expand it because it shows everything, but it's not properly listed. The top 20 is not properly listed. So I have to do that very adjustment quickly. So these are the top 20. We have our parameters somewhere here. So we can actually, okay, this is the top 15. So let's say we actually wanted the top single slider. Actually wanted the top 5. So let me drag the slider to top 5. Okay, so these are the top 5 products. Okay, these are the top 5 products. You can see sales by country, these categories by sales, this top product by sales. So let's also drag the product category down here. So this is the product categories in terms of their order. This is the product categories in terms of their order. Sorry, I want to reduce this. Okay, in terms of their order. Let me reduce the width of this very one. Okay, so you can see that we have everything captured. We have the sales by country, categories by sales, the products categories number, by order number. You can see office supplies was the highest. And like I said, if it's not showing the entire product, always click on it, click on this arrow and select fit and choose entire view so that it will show everything unless you want to navigate it. And the parameter is here to actually navigate around. If you want the top 14, the top 13, and so on, depending on what you want. You can say top 5 or top 10. So let's keep top 10. Let's see. Okay, so these are our top 10 products here. Okay, so these are top 10 products. Now, the next thing you're going to do whenever you're building your creating your dashboard is to do what we call now that you understand. So part of what you should understand here is that with the floating, you can actually come manually position all these objects, okay, on your canvas here without being disturbed. You can also see how I was controlling them, okay, and you notice that this one also have a disadvantage. It can actually overlap. It can overlap each other. I can drag this now and put on top of this. That's the overlapping, but in tiled, it's not going to overlap. Okay, so there are a lot of things you can do to this. So when you're choosing between the tiled and the floating, it has to depend on certain factors. For example, the specific design you want to go about, or your preference. Okay, your preference. Whenever you want to maintain a suitable kind of arrangement, that is going to be consistent, I would advise you go with the tiled. But if you know that that's when you have multiple objects to display that are many. If I used tiled before, as I'm putting it will arrange this thing straight for me, not the way it's scattered like this. If it was tiled I use, everything will be arranged straight up, not the way it's scattered like this. So if you want to use the tiled, you can also do that. But the floating gives you freedom for you to be able to position it the way you want, allowing for more creative and flexible dashboard designs. And it is commonly used. Okay, it is commonly used approach, most especially right here for arranging all these options that you have. So now one thing is to arrange them. Another thing is to make it interactive. And that's what we mean when we hear us talk about an interactive dashboard. In a way whereby if I want to know what's the performance for Canon image, how many did they buy in Canada for only Canon image? And at the same time, the categories it fell under, the performance in that category. And at the same time, what was the number of Canon image that was ordered by its category? That is being done through what we call interactivity, which means that I will just come and click on Canon image. Automatically, I click on it, it will send a message. But let me ask you, now that I click on it, did it send any message? It did not, right? Hello at Miss Endurance. When I clicked on Canon image, there was nothing, there was no response, right? From category by sales, everything remains constant. Why? Is because we have not yet made it to be interactive. So as an analyst, you must also know how to actually make them, to be what? Interactive. Now, aside that, and to bring it back, still click on it to bring out the whole stuff. Now, before we make it interactive, there is something I always love us to do. There's something I always love us to do. You can come over here to this drop-down icon, since product is the main key identifier for this company. So come here, click on this arrow. Okay, go to filters, select products, the product itself, which is the product's name. Click on it. Create a separate filter for it. This is it popping down here. This is a separate filter. Drag it to one side. Okay, now when you drag it, it shows all the product this company have. Okay, good. Now click on this arrow again. Okay, it's already in all, but click on this arrow. Now it's listing all the products. I would not like it to be listed. Change it to a drop down so that you will be able to have the freedom to actually select what you want to select. So click on this arrow, then come down, select multiple values drop down. This option that says multiple values drop down, select it. When you select it, it will change it from list to a drop down. Hope you can see. So meaning that I can actually choose what I want. If I want to display not all the products, maybe a specific product, I can be able to actually do what? Choose those particular products. Maybe you can see top products by sales is no more available. So I can decide to say, okay, I want to focus on this, and that's all. Okay, and that's all. That's all the products I'm going to have over there. You can see the three those products lined up over here that I've just selected. So that's what it does for you, the filter. But if you have a parameter, then you don't really need this filter, because a parameter is there for you to ensure this is properly arranged. But where there is no parameter, you can just use your filter to actually control it. So I'm just going to cancel the filter tool, and I'm coming over here. Let me do it using my parameter. Okay, sorry. Parameters. Okay, top 20 products. Okay, so I'm just going to click on this and create my filter again, product's name. So I can just copy everything to be all. So I'll say all. Okay. Okay, so this is all the products. So I'm just going to cancel this now. remove from dashboard. So I can be able to draw this from here. Okay, so this is our top 12. We were working with top 10. These are our top 10 products. So now how do we make it interactive? Remember from our slide, we following those steps that are listed there, that you can actually, make it interactive so that on a click of a button, it sends a message across. It sends a message across. Okay, so to be able to do that, okay, sorry, system is hanging a minute. Okay, good. So to be able to do this is what I would advise. To be able to make it interactive, just go direct on each of these visuals. Go to this one, come here, you see this filter button. Okay, and you can see where we have a kind of button that says filter. I think someone is trying to join. Someone is trying to join. A minute, better join a minute. Okay, can you hear me? Hello? Can someone hear me from there?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So back to what I was saying, that now we have created those of the, we brought in all the visuals and we have them here on our dashboard. But what makes your dashboard unique is what we call interactivity. You being able to make it interactive. And that's more reason why I provided it right here from this section, that when you've connected to your data source, you've decided on the relevant data you want to visualize, you've created your worksheet, you've arranged your worksheet, knowing which navigation tool to use, either the tilted or that of the floating, you're filtered, you're formatted, you can also customize. You saw how customize adding the text, and you can also do many things over there. Okay, but now to make it interactive, we still fall back to the filtering tool. So this is what I mean. Remember what I said, that to make it interactive, you're going to click on, let's say we want to send a message across, okay, in a way whereby when we click HP DesignJet product, we want it to tell us how much HP we sold, the countries, the category, how many HP was ordered. Maybe we didn't even want to use it HP based on the number of categories. Let's change categories to the product itself for order. Let's know how many HP DesignJet was ordered. Now, one good thing is this: whatever changes you go and make will also reflect here. Notice that under this product categories by order number, what we have there is categories. So if I go to products categories by order number, I'm going to that sheet now. I'm clicking on that sheet below. Now, when I click on it, you notice it pops up, right? Good. Now I'm going to remove order category. So I'll click on it and drag it out. I've removed it. I'll then go and select the products by their name, product name, and put it under rows. So this is the total, each product, and how many orders was made for each of those products. You can see the orders now pops up. Okay, so now if I go to my dashboard, so let's wait for it to pop up. Fast. Now that I went to my dashboard, what do you notice? Notice that it brings out the product categories by the order number. You can see all the products by the order number. But now, remember, this is not showing all the products. And I said, if you want all to show, click on the visual, click on these options, go to fit, use entire view. It will show everything for you, but it will make them tiny because those products are too many. So that's the reason you can see there are too many. So that's the reason why I will undo this, okay, to keep it the way it was before. Because the way it was before, it just showed it, it shortens it, but no problem since I can navigate. So that's the reason why you need to make it interactive, so that if I want information for HP alone, it's going to interact with the whole visuals that we have here. Now it's not interacting. So how do you make it interactive? That's the next thing you need to know. So to make it interactive, we'll use the filter tool. What do I mean? Go to each of them and enable their filter tool. This is the filter tool. Hello, can you see the filter tool? This is the filter tool. Hope you can see the filter tool. This is the filter tool. If I come to sales by country, if I click on it, I will see the filter tool here. So go, click it, turn it on. It will change to white. As it's changing to white, it's being turned on. Same thing you do, come to categories by sales. Tick on the box, change it to white. Also come to top product by sales, turn this filter tool. Just click on that tool, it will change to white. Come to product categories by order number. Click on it, also change it to white. Yes, it's ending, we are done already. By 10, it's ending. So once you have done that, you have just enabled it to be what? Interactive. So now let's observe what's going to happen. Then we are done for today's class. So we said we want to know the performance for HP DesignJet. I will just come and click on HP DesignJet. When I click on it, watch what's going to happen. It's going to send a message to the other visuals. You can see in Canada, no HP DesignJet was sold. That's why we don't have any amounts. It was only in US they bought 18. We sold 18,375 for naira, or in million for HP DesignJet. How many order was placed for HP DesignJet also changed, telling us that the total order was how many? 4 orders. Categories, HP DesignJet fall under our technology category, and it contributed 7,000 US dollars under, since we're not using naira, under technology category. If I wanted to know for this product called Canon Image, as I click on Canon Image, it will send a message across to the whole other visuals. You see, same way Canon Image, none was sold in Canada. It was only sold in the United States. 6 orders were placed. Maybe 5 orders were placed. Yeah, 5 orders were placed for Canon Image. Same goes here, category by sales. You can see we generated 30,100. So if you also want for followers, that's the same thing you will do, and it will keep changing. Same way you can break down countries to the respective states in those countries. Okay, in those countries, I go to sales by country, and I want to know which states in particular did we sell those items, not just the country. What am I going to do? I'll go to where we have the location. The location, I'll drag the states and put inside, or I bring it under. So whichever I want to do. So if I drag the states, you can see it brings all the states in United States. It brings the states in Canada also. You can see them here, the state and province. If I want the cities, I can also bring the cities here, or I drag it inside to also show me the cities and the sales that was made. So you can see in United States, we sold, you can see all the amounts we sold. We got 2,034 in California. In California also, we sold this in different cities. These Sacramento City in California, these Los Angeles in California, Texas, Austin in Texas, that's what we sold. And you can also navigate. So if we go back to our dashboard, it is going to be showing us those detailed information being broken down to the actual aspects, if I click on this product called Cisco, it also take me to where we sold Cisco. Cisco was only purchased in Florida in the United States. So ladies and gentlemen, this is how we're going to call it a day. This is how we're going to call it a day for today's class. This is how we're going to call it a day for today's class. So thank you. The recorded video is going to be sent. So this is all when it comes to how to create a dashboard. This is all you need to do. And trust me, with it, you're definitely good to go in as much as creating dashboard is concerned. So thank you very much. I will send the video, watch it. If you have any question, try to send your question to the group. Then I'm sending answers to it. So thank you.